Hello, good evening, ladies. I am your host, Clip, the host of the Clip of Sports. Coming to you live right here in Leesburg, Virginia, Loudoun County area. And today, everybody, I'm gonna get you guys into the fact D-Hop got the Catch of the Year nominee, courtesy of the Hail Murray, Kyler Murray. I'll tell you about that for sure. CP3 is finalizing an offer. The Suns have finalized an offer getting CP3. Tell you about that. I'll talk with you guys also about the fact that let's see, what do we got? Talk to you guys about the fact that see we got right here. See we got. Talk with you guys also that the DeAndre Baker charges have been dropped, by the way. Since the incident. Yancy Medeiros says that USADA was knocking at his door because he was in the middle of having sex with his girlfriend of his in his living room. I'll get you guys to that for sure. That's something you guys probably don't even know for sure. The Pads have taken out the Ravens 23-17. Cops shut out rubble in the Bronx event, by the way, in New York. So that will be all the news I'll have for that. LSU officials, LSU is in a lot more trouble because they have, obviously ignored nor knew about the sexual assault allegations. I'll get you guys that just for sure on that particular note. And that will be all. And also the fact that Bruce for DZanan Musa and a 2021 second round pick for sure. And the NCAA, now that's the 2021 NCAA men's basketball tournament could be, in fact, in Indy due to the coronavirus issue. Because now down the Indy, by the way, they're supposed to have they are having also their Final Four, but the men's college basketball tournament could be there because of the COVID issues for sure. That will be all the news I will have for today, everybody. On that note, right there, and the G-men are second place in the dumpster fire division, the NFC East. So they have a 3-7 record. So that will all be the news I will have for today, everybody. On that, and that right there will simply say it all right there. So I'm gonna start things off with the fact that let's see, D-Hop, ladies and gents. That's right, everybody. You guys all saw it these past 24 hours. DeAndre Hopkins, ladies and gents, he got the Catch of the Year nominee, hosted by Hail Murray, Kyler Murray. That's right, everybody. Kyler Murray threw a 43-yard Hail Murray to D-Hop DeAndre Hopkins in front of 3 defenders. Now, those 3 Bills Mafia defenders were getting all over D-Hop's grill. That is, D-Hop has a lot of ups. He's got hops, and he caught it. He got that 43-yard pass, that 43-yard Hail Mary or Hail, by the way. And that's how the Cardinals defeated Bills Mafia by 2 points. So I honestly, guys, I got to say, D-Hop's Catch of the Year nominee, that's going to be in the record books for years, ages, centuries, generations, months, decades to come. And I'll tell you this right now. Does that really make Kyler Murray a legit MVP conversation? Is that MVP contender? Do I really think that D-Hop and Kyler Murray are in the MVP conversations? Is that really the case here? Because it seems like, last season that, the Cardinals, that people falling asleep with the Cardinals for sure, even though they didn't make the playoffs last season. But nowadays, all of a sudden, last night or yesterday, we just saw Kyler Murray threw a 43-yard Hail Murray to D-Hop, DeAndre Hopkins, and that right there is the Catch of the Year nominee, ladies and gentlemen. And I can tell you this right now. People aren't falling asleep in the Cardinals anymore. I don't think they are. Because it seems like the Cardinals have been forgotten all this time, and people haven't been paying attention to Kyler Murray for what he's done. But I'll tell you this right now: the Cardinals, they most certainly are in the playoff on the NFC division. You can say whatever you want, everybody, but Cardinals, they're for real this time. They're for real. And honestly, it's just, oh my goodness, Cardinals is something else. Is there anybody that's going to stop them? I don't think there is. They're going to have a few losses. They have a 6-3 record in the NFC West, but is anybody going to stop them, though? That's the big question it's going to make, because they're tied with the Rams and the Seahawks, by everybody. So really, I do think it's surprising that, even though the Cardinals, they're like legit NFC contenders, playoff contenders, by the way, which they are. So I think it's safe to say that Kyler Murray, despite what he's done, the records that he's done, this could eventually land Kyler Murray to the playoffs if they can get there, by the way. So that's the question that's going to remain. Will Kyler Murray get to the playoff spot? And will he, in fact, be MVP candidate? Now, is he in fact in the MVP conversation? That's what I want. That's what you guys want to know for sure. A lot of you guys are going to ask me, well, is Kyler Murray in the MVP conversation? And I'd say, hell yes, he is. What he's done. But when he gets to the playoffs, it's going to be a total blowout. So obviously, even though Kyler Murray has a former Heisman Trophy winner, we all know that he may be amongst one of the underdogs. But honestly, for him, I don't think. But even though could this land him to Super Bowl contention, or does that make them legit Super Bowl contenders? Because look who he's got to jump hoops through. You would have to jump hoops through the Packers. You would have to jump hoops through the Saints, even though Jakobi's got a collapsed lung and they got some fractured ribs. You'd have to jump hoops through Russell Wilson, the Seahawks, through guys such as, G-Man, I guess, saying that at least. G-Man. You'd have to jump hoops through the Saints, Rams. Jump hoops through, let's see. Jump hoops through those teams right there. But I got to tell you right now, they most certainly won't disappoint. I mean, what Kyler Murray has done, my goodness, he's something else. So to say that I would just add Kyler Murray to the MVP conversation because his name can be in there, even though he doesn't win MVP. What he's done is just absolutely it's surreal. I mean, Kyler Murray, got the Catch of the Year nominee to, the Hail Murray, by the way, to D-Hop, who's got a set of hops on him, though, DeAndre Hopkins. But my goodness, I got to tell you right now, he most certainly didn't disappoint. So I honestly, it's for real this time. And to be fair, I think it's just safe to say that Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, they're going to be a legitimate threat in the NFC division, which they have been for these past couple of months. So clearly, is there going to be any stopping them whatsoever? That's the question that's going to remain right there. That's a lot of you guys want to know. So clearly, I'm surprised by this. It's a bit appalling to me, but clearly, are the Cardinals even going to get there? They'll try, say the least on that note, but that's surprising news right there. So that will be all the news regarding Kyler Murray, because that right there, that Catch of the Year nominee, that Hail Murray to D-Hop DeAndre Hopkins, Catch of the Year nominee, and you can say whatever you want to, but this puts them in the MVP conversation. This puts them in legit playoff contention. So that's all. That's my argument right there. So you can say whatever you want, everybody, but at the end of the day, Cardinals are still going to come out on top. Is there anybody that's going to put them away? No doubt about it. There's no one else that's going to put them away. I don't think there is. So this does say it all. Also, some others I want to point out, by the way, that the Suns, they have finalized an offer to get CP3. And since we're here, the offer is going to send Pete and Abdel Nader to the Suns for Kelly Oubre, Ricky Rubio, Ty Jerome, Jalen LeCue, and a 2022 first-round pick. So there have been, I bet some talks going on. I mean, he's gonna be with not Monty Williams, by the way. But honestly, similar to the Suns. I mean, this does seem a bit surprising to see this on that note. That's the biggest name in there, but him going to the Suns, it does pretty much say it all. I mean, there are going to be some trades, the coming days or this week, I guess. But honestly, I think it's just safe to say that CP3 may help the Suns, along with Devin Booker, get a playoff spot. I'm not sure about that. But that right there, there have been a lot of talks with CP3 getting traded for sure. I mean, even though he's not with the Thunder anymore, he's on the Suns now, teaming up with Devin Booker. So even though he helped he helped the Thunder get a playoff spot. The real question we have to ask ourselves is, will he do the same to the Suns with Devin Booker? That's the question that you guys can ask yourselves. So you guys can ask me, does CP3 like where he's at with the Suns? Or is CP3 going to help the Suns get to the playoffs and then win more games? That's a question you guys can ask yourselves. And I think it's safe to say that at this point, CP3 may indeed do so. So I'm not surprised by this at all. I mean, yes, it is surprising to a lot of people, by the way. But the question you guys need to ask yourselves is, did CP3 make a huge mistake signing with the Suns? And is it going to help the Suns get to the playoffs? That's the question you guys need to ask yourselves. I think it's safe to say that at this point that CP3 may indeed be able to help the Suns get a playoff spot. I mean, Devin Booker, he's playing like an absolute all-star right now, but honestly, he don't disappoint. So, there's absolutely no way you're not going to see CP3 help the Suns get to the NBA Finals. And it's not going to happen. That certainly won't even happen. I can say that right now because you got to jump hoops to the Lakers, the 17th-time NBA champions, to the Lakers. You got to jump hoops to Rockets and James Harden, CP3. I'm sorry, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, who may consider wanting out. You got to jump. They got to jump hoops through Blazers, Dame Dollar. You got to jump hoops through the Thunder. You got to jump hoops through the Clips because there are going to be some tough teams out there that are going to put a stomp on them, though. So, question is it going to stay alive though? That's the question you guys need to ask yourselves. And I think it's safe to say that this may not be a good move for sure, but I think it's safe to say that he may help the Rockets. He may help the Suns get to the playoffs and basically face elimination just like that in an instant. So you never know what's going to ensue here. So that's all. That's my take on that, everybody. It's my take on that. And also, I want to point out, by the way, that I'm not sure you guys are going to describe this. That Yancey the Kid Medeiros says the USADA knocked on his door. A USADA tester knocked on his door while he was in the middle of having sex in his living room. So Yancey made this guy, wait outside until he's finished sex, though, by the way. And honestly, I'm not sure you guys are going to react to this, but USADA, they are conducting random drug. This is just a random drug test, everybody. Don't get twisted. They conduct random drug tests on athletes to prevent them from cheating, by the way. Now they demand urine samples, and athletes had to deliver the goods. So honestly, guys, I mean, Yancey Medeiros, he says that he would have to be drug tested, that a USADA tester was knocking on his door because he had to get a random drug test while he was doing the wild thing and while he was doing something he probably shouldn't be doing national television, while in the middle of having sex with his girlfriend. I mean, my goodness, people, really, folks. I mean, having a random drug test in the middle of getting a jam session going on while setting it off. Like, are you kidding me, people? This is even needed. Why exactly would a USADA drug tester knock on someone's door, an athlete's door, while they were in the middle of a jam sesh, and that somehow, honestly, don't describe there. I mean, this is okay, and it was behind closed doors. Clearly, people, I don't know if you guys can react to this, but honestly, ladies and gents, please don't try this at home, school, or anywhere. Please consider the following. So, if you're trying to get if a USADA tester was trying to get some urine sample or a random drug test while you're having sex, what do you do exactly? Do you not? Do you just open the door, or you just ignore it? Well, just finish up. I think you just finish up the sex. That is. I mean, yeah, close. Yeah, so close the doors, close your windows, close your blinds, close your back door. Please do so on that, because this is my goodness. While trying to, I don't know, and while trying to go high voltage, I mean, people, come on, really, is this even necessary, guys? In the middle of having sex, like who does that, really? So forget the sex and all that stuff. All right, just be you. It's just I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there, but man, they had masks too as well. So clearly, this is just some I honestly can't describe. So athletes, if you're trying to be going to high voltage, you're trying to crank up the volume. By the way, crank up the volume, crank up the yeah. So this is against Medeiros, crank up the volume. Wow, yeah. So this was a USADA tester who knocked on Yenson Medeiros' door while he was in the middle of cranking up the volume. So that right there, I don't know how you guys can describe that, but clearly something's got to be said there. I mean, this is a random drug test. So he had to, adjust the volume by finishing that up and open the door. He had to wait and he had to get random drug tests for sure, which he did. So I'm not going to react to that, but let me know in the comments what your thoughts about that are. I'll just something didn't see. I'll tell you that. Others I want to get down to, by the way, New York City, the NYC cops, they raided a Rumble in the Bronx event at a commercial warehouse in Coster Street, by the way, discovering handguns and weed, by the way. 200 plus individuals had no mask on. 10 individuals were arrested. One guy that actually I think orchestrated the Rumble in the Bronx event was arrested, facing 9 charges of unlawful assembly, conducted the prohibited Rumble in the Bronx event during a pandemic era. I mean, yeah, patrons, yeah, cops, they seized weed and had 2 handguns. Patrons, they were drinking like alcohol, smoking hookah. Didn't have that, and they didn't have face masks either. They didn't have face masks. This is a Rumble in the Bronx event where it was a fight club, by the way, inside some commercial warehouse. 200 plus fans were inside to watch the fights. Guns, drugs, and all sorts of materials. But clearly, yeah, guns, drugs, and masks. But clearly, guns, drugs, and all sorts of stuff. But honestly, this, ladies and gentlemen, would be a violation of COVID-19 protocols. And honestly, they didn't have face masks, and they weren't distant. They weren't being socially distant. They weren't isolated from one another. And that, ladies and gents, is a violation of COVID-19 protocols, by the way. So, ladies and gents, for once, no partying, and don't have a Rumble in the Bronx. Don't have a fight club or fight clubs or Rumble in the Bronx fight clubs during a pandemic. So that goes to each and every state, all the other states out there. So, ladies and gents, never have a fight clubs in the middle of a pandemic crisis, pandemic era, or COVID era. Please, ladies and gents, please just be distant from one another. Please, once think about what you're doing. All right, think of those around you. Think of those that you admire, you love, you know, the fans. Think of the viewers, think of the fans, think of the subscribers, think of everybody. So please do so on that. And every person is held accountable for their actions because every action has a reaction. So really, folks, no fight clubs during pandemics. So that's all I need to say. That's all I can say on that part right there. And let me know what your comments, reaction to that are. By the way, everybody, that's all you need to know. Also, some other news that LSU is in peril. By the way, because LSU officials, they said they ignored nor knew about the sexual assault allegations against former LSU football players, Darius Geist included, and all the other football players as well, for sure. And honestly, this is pretty much not so good. Not so good there. And honestly, people were not too thrilled about. So I'll tell you that right now. So Darius Geist, his name did come up, and also nine other football players, LSU football players, were accused of sexual assault, dating violence, rape, misconduct, on the other charges, by the way. And honestly, this is not surprising to anybody. I can tell you that right now. So that will be all the news I'll have for today, everybody, on that. It says right here though that now there are some numerous cases here, by the way. I will tell you that. It says right here that 7 LSU officials had knowledge that wide receiver Drake Davis was abusing his girlfriend, who was a different LSU women's tennis player, sat in the universe for months. Davis continued to strangle and assault his girlfriend. Now, another case that a fraternity member was accused of sexually assaulting three women. I'll name you one in Pacific, by the way. They refused to move around the classes, should warn them all together, and ignored the allegation against them, by the way, by a third female student, by the way. And a man was accused of stalking and sexually harassing a female LSU student, by the way. And Darius Geist, we know the trouble that he's caused, by the way, for sure. So that's all there is you need to know, everybody, on that. Now, but it says right here that now they didn't make a statement. This, and LSU says they're unwavering the commitment to respond promptly of any reports of sexual abuse, harassment, misconduct that is fair and equitable, supporting victims of sexual assault, protecting the privacy of our students according to the law. Putting into sexual assault is an institutional priority, a major one. We're constantly working to achieve that goal. Now, Geist and Davis were one of the 9 LSU football players that were accused of sexual assault, misconduct, and dating violence since Ed Orgeron was taking over the team 4 years ago. And did the LSU handle these complaints? So this question is going to remain right there. I can tell you that. And honestly, this is something that a lot of people weren't too pleased with. But it also says right here that now Samantha Brandon, she was the woman that says Geist photographed her without her consent. Now she says that Geist photographed her without her consent, and she had no intention of pressing any charges whatsoever. She'd have to wait to access the police report until the statute of limitations ends 6 years from the time of the incident, by the way. Now Brandon would sue LSU for the access to a police report. Now the LSU didn't do anything back in 2016. Hope they would, though. And she says that was not the case. And the harder they fought to keep me from the police board, the harder they fought to obtain it. And honestly, people were not too pleased with it, so I can tell you that right now. Now, Peter Parrish was a quarterback who was accused of raping a woman in a car outside a bar earlier this year. Now, Parrish will be suspended for 1 year. Now, Davis, he was expelled not until July 2019, last year. That's 4 months after his criminal conviction, 10 months after he'd already left the school. And honestly, people were not too satisfied with this, so I can tell you that right now. So clearly something needs to be said right here. Now these accused of sexual assault, domestic abuse, misconduct, rape, and all the other stuff. But honestly, they aren't taking this. People were not taking this comment at all. I can tell you that right now. So that is one of the reports. So it's one of the instances that was ensued here. Now it says right here that a female student told two senior athletes that guys took a partial nude photo. Oh yes, it was Samantha Brennan without her consent. So that woman's name is Samantha Brennan, by the way, in case you guys are. So honestly, folks, this does not look good right here. And honestly, this didn't look good. I can tell you that. So guy's attorney said he wasn't disciplined, and that woman they did now. So basically, it says right here that Tay Provens, Jacob Phillips, tight end Zach Sheffer, they were all accused of rape, and Sidney Grant Delpit was accused of recording a woman during sex without her consent and sharing that video with others. Now, Provens was eventually arrested. Now, his case remains wide open, by the way. The others were not charged during this incident, by the way. There's a recording incident. LSU would not confirm or deny any of these discipline two other players. They're accused of dating violence and misconduct or sexual abuse. Now, two other football players, the name of Devon Gottschalks and Ray Parker, were arrested for signing privacy and for dating violence. Were accused of dating violence, by the way. They will eventually be arrested. Gottschalks wasn't charged. Parker's case is pending, still ongoing, by the way. Now, says right here that Napar sued the school alleging of unfair treatment, but withdrew the lawsuit in September, declined to temporarily lift the suspension. Parr transferred to Memphis in August, denied the allegation through his attorney. Now, there are some derogatory text messages, I can tell you that for sure. And honestly, this didn't look good. I can tell you that right now. It also says right here that also says that yeah. Now there's some text messages here. Says like this guys, can you look for my wallet in your apartment? Thanks, I found it. Can you keep it until I see you? Thanks. Of course, came back to your apartment last night. Really, I must have passed out. It's been a while since I was drunk. Hello, where are you? I'll come get in a bit. My apartment. Okay, I'm probably leaving in 15, 20 minutes. Going where? Get my car detailed. All right, look, I'm about to give my friend your number so he can come meet you. Cool? Fine. How did you get my number? Don't worry. Tell me. So those are some of the derogatory text messages that were shown. And now Brennan, she told a coworker that about the new photo that was circulating around the football team, LSU football. Now definitely they told Brennan that guys sent it to him. The photo showed her shirtless in the bed. Now the photo showed her shirtless in the bedroom, nude, walking to the bathroom while facing away from the camera. Was a post where it snapped it without her consent. And honestly, this is not surprising anyone. I can tell you that right now. So also, that did not look good. I can tell you that. Now Luke Dudley says, LOC the least. You almost got me arrested. How? Long story. Got time. I don't know. Wilma Sharon told all the higher ups at LSU and I had to meet with them, and they told the police you wouldn't have been arrested. You didn't do anything. Who would have? What did you tell the police? Darius was pissed at me, upset. Darius, since he's the one who took the picture, told him what happened. So there's a police report out on it, but it didn't intend to press charges. And good, I would have got effed over and never got out through though? How's him taking a picture of me without my consent and sending it at your fault? Then it was just me and him that saw it. Now how many people found out? I think one of the recruiting girls saw it on my phone and told everyone, I don't share that stuff. Well, then, yes, you could have gotten in trouble. Didn't know you had it. Sent to me, that's it. Like it was just between us and that's it. We had no intention of sharing it. We know better than that. So clearly this did not look good. So basically, Darius Geis, if you guys remember, that he was accused of sexually assaulting two former LSU women. One was a women's tennis player. The other was a student who was not an athlete at the time. Now, there have been some delays, though, by the way, for sure. Now, Geis, he also faces charges of domestic abuse. He was arrested and charged for those after his girlfriend was accusing him of three separate domestic abuse incidents at the time. Showing until she lost consciousness that year. This led to him being released from Washington for good. And honestly, this did not look good there. I could tell you that. Not a good look there. And honestly, Davis began in LSU. Davis, by the way, he dated an LSU women's tennis player with his girlfriend, by the way. It was vile, by the way. He let the woman. Now, Davis let the woman bruised and bloodied on 6 occasions over the course of just 1 year. Now, Davis, he did plead guilty to charges and assault. He will be arrested, by the way. Prosecutors dropped all the charges against him in exchange. And she said, I want us to find someone to sit him down and tell him, this is not right. This is not okay. Don't ever try this again. No one did anything. Escalated, just went about 0 to 100 really fast. She told Donovan White that Davis punched her in the stomach in the May during a heated argument, by the way. Now the LSU tennis coach, Mike Suh, was aware of this incident. His daughter's coach at LSU, who serves as women's tennis co-head coach, Lowe's wife, Julia Sell. It was a toxic relationship, by the way. And things didn't look good. So LSU has employees witnessed or told about sexual misconduct or daily violence to notify the school's Title IX coordinator, conducts an initial investigation. But was anyone doing anything about it? Don't think they ever did. So honestly, this is not surprising anyone else. I can tell you that. And things are getting out of control. Just for start of it. Now, if you guys want to see all these incidents, by the way, for LSU football players, you can check it out on USA Today Sports. Once again, guys. So now there are some other incidents here that I could tell you that. Now, since right here that Davis was arrested a second time, Times from London, he was continuing to see and physically assault his girlfriend against court orders. Drew from the LSU pled guilty to 2 batteries and violated a protective order, restraining order. Arrested him again for battery of a different dating partner. That case will be delayed because of the coronavirus saga. LSU would expel Davis for violating its student code and Title IX policy on numerous occasions during the summer and fall of 2018. Now, a woman by the name of Elizabeth Andrews, who was an LSU industrial engineering major, she says that this frat member was accused of sexually assaulting her on a trip to Big E's in New Orleans, on a bus, that is, and basically this frat member, who considered as a friend of his, was telling Elizabeth Andrews to head to the back, to both of them. So both of them head to the back, and then both of them went shirtless, by the way. And she says, no, this is not okay. No, don't do this. Don't do that. No, it's not safe. Please don't even think about it. Now Elizabeth Andrews had chronic panic attacks. She was sent into school. Now this frat member wasn't the only one that was not the only one that was accused of sexually assaulting this other woman, this Elizabeth Andrews. He was accused of sexually assaulting 2 other women, and this frat member who was not named. These 3 women, Elizabeth Andrews, 2 other women, will report these incidents to LSU or the Title X9 coordinator. Now, it says right here, though, they did not file police reports, and this frat member was not arrested nor charged stemming from these sexual abuse incidents. And basically they did not sue this frat member. They did not press charges against him. And honestly, this is really not a good look. There. They declined LSU declined a no contact order, no restraining order between her and the frat member. They didn't talk. There's any communication to cease. Now the frat member was found accused of sexting 3 women, by the way. LSU upheld the guilty verdict. But it got been uncomfortable, by the way. And the first suspension is a period in which the student, by the way, must stay out of trouble. Suspension kicks in only if the student commits a second offense and the school finds him responsible again. The other woman would appeal this case. Sanctions were inadequate. Case went before a university LSU before hearing panel of faculty and student representatives. No one else contacted the 3rd woman by the allegation of sexual assault, by the way. A violation of federal and university Title X9 policies, for sure. So, honestly, those are the allegations right there of these alleged sexual abuse, misconduct, dating violence incidents that have ensued, like whether in 2016, whether in 2017, whether 2018, by the way, even last year. So, that is all the news you need to know, everybody, on that. If you want to check out more instances, I'll let you guys know ahead of time. And that's all there is to it, everybody, on that. So those are the incidents that ensued involving Darius Guys and Davis and all the other LSU football players that were accused of these incidents of sexual abuse, misconduct, rape, and even that's all there is to it, everybody. So that's all you need to know, everybody, on that. And honestly, that's all there is to it for that. Some other news I want to get down to, by the way. That other news I want to get down to here, by the way. The Pats have taken down the Ravens 23-17. So Lamar Jackson had 24, 34 catches and attempts, 249 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 11 carries, 55 rushing yards, 2 sacks. Gus Edwards had 7 carries, 42 rushing yards, 1 reception, 30 receiving yards. Willie Snead IV had 5 receptions, 64 receiving yards. Mark Andrews had 7 receptions, 61 receiving yards. Devin Duvernay had 3 receptions and 45 receiving yards. Mark Ingram had 2 receptions, 24 receiving yards, 5 carries and rushing yards. Cam Newton had 13 and 17 catches and attempts, 18 passing yards, 1 touchdown and a sack, 11 carries, 21 rushing yards. Damien Harris had 22 carries, 121 rushing yards. Rex Burkhead had 6 receptions, 30 rushing yards, 4 receptions, 35 receiving yards. Jakobi Meyers had 1 carry attempt, 24 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 5 receptions, and 59 receiving yards. So I don't know what happened to the Ravens out there, but they need to get together. Everyone thought the Ravens were going to take out the Pats with Cam Newton and the Pats. That didn't happen. It was Cam Newton that struck back and took out the Ravens. So Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, they got to get it together because right now they were not looking good out there. So, yes, Lamar Jackson, he's a former MVP, which he is, league MVP, that is. But Cam Newton just took it to the Pats. Took it to the Ravens. So Was anybody expecting that? Let me know in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to respond to that. And that's all the news you need to know, everybody, on that. So, yeah, that will say it all. And, well, that does change a lot just for now. And honestly, no surprise there, everybody. No surprise there. So that's all there is to it you need to know. So, also, I want to tell you guys about the 2020 Harlem Globetrotter player draft, by the way. Sister Margaret. Now, I'll tell you who's in it. Who was in it, by the way, who was named Sister Margaret Ann Moogie Betts, who was a Dodgers, 7-time Dodgers champ, by the way. World Series champ with the Dodgers, by the way. Late great Chuck Bozeman, aka the Black Panther. Sean Kirk, and Russell Wilson, who sent a loss to the Rams. So, got to get together. Those are your 2020 Harlem Globetrotters player drafts right there. Who was in it, and that's all there is to it. Everybody on that. I was going to point out, by the way, the DeAndre Baker charges have been dropped, by the way, stemming from a Miramar, Florida incident where he was charged on 4 counts of armed robbery, aggravated assault of a deadly weapon, for taking jewelry and cash at gunpoint during the dice game at some cookout in Miramar, Florida. By the way, this is DeAndre Baker, but that was along Quentin Dunbar, by the way. Now the reason why this is because the victims and witnesses they were uncooperative, and the credibility is tarnished. By the way, so Baker's got to stay away from the G-men, and he's on the commissioner's exempt list. By the way, everybody. His attorney William Dean will be arrested for attempting to extort Baker. By the way, on behalf of 3 alleged victims. By the way, causing to pay Baker $266K plus to each of his clients, by the way, do anything he could ever want, and unless the money's right, by the way. So that's really not looking good there, and hopefully some of these needs to be resolved. That's all there is to it, everybody, on that. And yeah, no contact with the team. That's all there is to it. We'll tell you about the PCA awards, by the way. Tyler Perry. So King LeBron James won the 2020 Game Changer Award. Tyler Perry won the People's Champ Award. So now King LeBron James, he did win the 2020 Game Changer Award. Congrats to him on that. You guys want to check out the PCA Awards from last night? You can check it out you can record if you want to, guys. Check it out on YouTube, guys. So for example, you got Tyler Perry winning the People's Champ Award. Tracy Ellis Ross win the Fashion Icon Award. J-Lo win the People's Icon of 2019. Bad Boys for Life 2020 movie. Kissing Booth 2 is 2020 comedy movie. Mulan 2020 action movie. Hamilton is 2020 drama movie. Onwards is family movie 2020. Will Smith, Bad Boys for Life is 2020 male movie star. Tiffany Haddish is 2020 female movie star. Joey King is 2020 comedy movie star. Chris Hemsworth is 2020 action movie star. Lin-Manuel Miranda is 2020 drama movie star. Grey's Anatomy is 2020 show. Riverdale is 2020 drama show. Never Have I Ever is 2020 comedy show. Chemo the K-Dashes is 2020 reality show. The Voice 2020 competition show. Chase Stokes is 2020 male TV star. Christina Applegate is 2020 female TV star. Mandy Moore is 2020 drama TV star. Sofia Vergara is 2020 comedy TV star. Ellen DeGeneres' show is 2020 daytime talk show. Tonight Show Jimmy Fallon's 2020 nighttime talk show. Gigi Good is 2020 competition contestant. Khloe Kardashian is 2020 reality star. 2020 reality star as well. Outer Banks is a 2020 binge priority show. Sci-fi, yeah. Binge-worthy show that is. Sci-fi 2020 fantasy show will be Wynonna Earp. Justin Bieber is 2020 male artist. Ariana Grande is 2020 female artist. BTS is 2020 group. Megan Thee Soul is 7 BTS 2020 album. Blake Shelton is 2020 country artist. Becky G is 2020 Latin artist. Deja Cat is 2020 new artist. BTS is 2020 music video. Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion is WAP of 2020 collab. 2020 soundtrack will be All the Young, Taylor Swift, Miss Americana. Emma Chamberlain is 2020 social star. James Shaw is 2020 beauty influencer. Aaron Grande is 2020 social celeb. Doug the Pig is 2020 animal star. Leslie Jones is 2020 comedy act. Zendaya is 2020 style star. King LeBron James. Oh yeah, I told you guys that King LeBron James is 2020 game changer. 2020 podcast is anything goes with Emma Chamberlain is podcast 2020. So that'll be all the news I got for that, everybody. For that, so if you guys want to see the 2020 PCA Awards, you can check it out on demand if you want to, guys. Up to you guys. That's all I got to say on that note. So that's all you guys need to know for sure, everybody. And that's all I got to say. So what do you expect, everybody? That's all I got to say. Ladies and gents, I will do right there for the Khalil Sports Board. Like, subscribe to the Khalil Sports Board, both the YouTube channel, Facebook page, by any and all be necessary. Be sure to send me comments to your thoughts of CP3, finalizing an offer with the Suns. Let me know about that conversation. I'll just sponsor. What are your thoughts on Kyler Murray's Hail Murray catch to D-Hop DeAndre Hopkins, by the way, catch the year nominee? Let me know about that. Does it make him MVP contention? Let me know about that in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to address and sponsor everybody on that. Those King LeBron James getting the 2020 Game Changer Award from the PCA Awards last night. What are your thoughts about that? I'll just sponsor. What are your thoughts on the G-Men? Oh, by the way, my G-Men, they're second place in the NFC East. They're 3-7. 3-7 record. Look, I was in a good mood this whole time. I really am. The G-Men, they're second place. And it's so appealing to me that the G-Men, they could indeed win the NFC East. I mean, it's them stuff for division, but my G-Men right now, oh my goodness. Who knew the G-Men were going to pull that off? So they finally got revenge on the Eagles, which they did. They put pressure. They did good putting pressure on Carson Wentz. And honestly, I'm surprised right now. They did an 8-game skid. So the G-Men, thank goodness they got, payback's a big. So the G-Men, they got revenge on the Eagles, which they did yesterday. And I'm so surprised. They beat by 10 points. So I was so surprised. They got a bye week in week 11, everybody. So that's the best. That's the feel-good moment I got right there. That's something I'm thankful for right there, everybody. So that's all you need to know for sure. Thoughts about Thoughts on what are your thoughts about exactly LSU incidents, by the way, that ensued? Let me know in the comment section. I'll just sponsor that. What are your thoughts on DeAndre Baker being charged dropped, by the way? What are your thoughts about that? I'll just sponsor everybody on that as well. Thoughts on 2020 Harlem Globetrotters doing the player draft. What are your thoughts about that? I'll just sponsor that, everybody, on that. Those CP3 going to the Suns. You think that's a good pick or a good decision or not someone's a good decision? Let me know by the comment section. I'll just sponsor everybody on that as well. I'll have more breaking news, times live updates, developing soon, and a whole lot more in the Khalil Sports Board. Everything sports related, everything you need to know. That's all I got to say. But take care, everybody. You guys have a good day. Please be safe with it. Bye-bye.